Hello, and welcome to the Shenandoah Writing Conference. I want to thank you for selecting my presentation. My name is Todd Wargo, and this is certainly a unique setting, but as teachers, we adapt. That's what we do. A few things as we begin. If I trip over a word or two, I am just going to keep going. I tried the stop and start approach and to make it a perfect presentation. Again, we're teachers, we're not perfect. So I'm just going to continue to roll through this. This video may be shorter than this were if it was presented in a live conference, because a few times I'm going to ask you to pause the video as I ask you to complete an activity. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so there's not going to be any fancy graphics or jump cuts or anything. In fact, I have prepared this very old school. I will say, stop, pause the video. You will pause the video. It will be incumbent upon you to do that. I will press pause. We'll resume in a few seconds. And that's why the video will be shorter than if this were a live presentation. So I am going to share my screen. And let me jump on over here. Okay, you are now seeing my screen, and I'm going to roll through some Google Slides quickly. Again, the title of my presentation, Real World Writing. Try saying that 3 times fast. And we will be using Google Classroom to provide an authentic audience. The authentic audience is the peers of the student within their class. Amazon product reviews is primarily what I will be covering, but I have developed some extensions beyond that, and I will show that to you. And also, you will have access to all of this material after the video is complete. So next is just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Todd Wargo, and I primarily teach English 12. That's where these lessons were developed and used with my English 12 classes. I completed my 3rd year teaching at Central High School right here in Woodstock, Virginia, originally from the Pittsburgh area. And you can see I attended Point Park University, started at the University of Pittsburgh. Okay, and I'll quickly show you some of these. I think I can get rid of this. Okay, so this photograph in the upper right, of course, yes, March, COVID struck, we were forced home. They asked for the teachers to lend a photograph for an inspirational video. Of course, as an English teacher, I could not resist a pun. Down here in the lower right, School Spirit Day. Those are a few of my English teaching colleagues. And in the lower left, school was not just about academics. I have kindly circled myself and indicated, that's me, Todd. I am the announcer for both the basketball as well as football games at Central High School. And that's really what I like to do, is to immerse myself in the school community. So that's just a bit about me. Let's jump right in. Before we can begin the lessons, I'm going to ask you to complete a pre-lesson activity. And I will give you 3 minutes. Again, I will throw up my nifty sign, and I think I can switch this back. Yes, I can. You should see a little photo of me in the upper right. Okay, so this pre-lesson activity, I want you to just think of your morning routine. Think of this morning. Most people have a routine in their morning. And you're going to have 3 minutes, whether you write this down on pencil and paper or whether you have a document. I just want you to brainstorm and go through your morning process. Write down some products that you used. And the more specific you can be, the better. So while I will give you 3 minutes, I'm going to try to run through a sample in 30 seconds. So it looks like I left my watch in the other room, and I told you I was not going to stop. So let me just keep the time quickly and go. Okay, so my morning, I will be ready for my protein shake. I take a vitamin. In fact, it's OptiMen, I think is the brand name. It has a yellow wrapper design. Milk, this is just basic skim milk. I'll write that down. Protein powder, though, I do know the brand, Combat by Muscle Farm. So I guzzle down my protein shake. I need to wash it out. I use dishwashing liquid. It's Dawn Ivory, something that's white. Brush my teeth, generic toothbrush, not important. Arm & Hammer white toothpaste, that's what I like. And okay, that's 30 seconds right there. I would have an additional 2 minutes and 30 seconds to jot down as many things. Again, try to be as specific as possible. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. This is going to be one of those points where you want to pause the video. So here's my handy sign. You want to pause the video, give yourself 3 minutes, and go. Okay, so time is up. In 3 minutes, I am fairly certain that you have 3 products. In fact, you probably have a list of 10, 12, 15. So what I would ask you to do is to take 30 seconds. I guess we can still do the pause thing. Take 30 seconds and rank 1 through 3. You can do 4 or 5. Take 30 seconds, rank 1 through 3. How much do you know? How much do you like the product? So how much do you know about the product? How much do you like the product? Or maybe dislike the product, but if it's part of your morning routine, probably not. So this would just be a quick 30 seconds or perhaps 1 minute. So I will ask you to pause the video momentarily and rank 1 through 3. Okay, so you have your ranks. In my case, my 1 through 3, number 1, I had a blue pen because I was writing things down. I came up with that in the other 2.5 minutes. Number 2 was the protein powder. I know a lot about that specific brand. And number 3, I did find out it is, in fact, OptiMen vitamins. So I take them every day. So, and you have your list of 3. In the classroom, I would then ask students to offer up their 1 through 3, and I would kind of write it down on the board. Again, we're brainstorming. We're going to use these products later in the lesson. So, and I would comment, I'd be like, wow, that's very specific. That don't just say, yeah, put on lipstick. What type of lipstick? What is a specific brand? Why do you like that? Why did you choose that? Okay, that's good. So you get the idea. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. And here we are. Click the share button and we'll go into presentation mode. Okay, so this is where we left off. So we've accomplished, whoops. Watch my fingers. So we have accomplished this. We have our morning routine, the products we've used, and we've even ranked 1 through 3, how well we think we know, like the product, that we would have something to say about it. So next, we'll be ready for the lessons momentarily. Pre-lesson activity number 2, I want you to go to Google Classroom. And it's very easy. If you've never been to Google Classroom, you can easily access it just by typing in Google. And usually you type in search words such as Google Classroom Join, and that will take you to a page. And there's a plus sign in the upper part of the screen. It's mostly in a circle, but I think they've eliminated the circle. We'll check it out in a moment. It's usually the upper right. You'll click it, and then this join code is 5MURIHP. And that will be a Google Classroom that we'll be using for the rest of this video. You'll be a student in my Google Classroom. And so I'm going to give you a moment or two to do that. I'm not going to throw up the pause sign, but I am going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to click a quick pause, and then we'll walk through how to join Google Classroom, because we definitely need to do that. Okay, so hopefully you are on Google Classroom right now. If you are not, I am going to go there right along with you. So again, you can simply type google.com up here and then enter the search term, where you can type Google Classroom join. And you can see there's other things with code, what have you, but let's just type that in. And sure enough, Google Classroom, I'm just going to click on here. If you are on Google, you can always go in the upper right. We call it a tic-tac-toe board at my school. And you can just access these little icons, and you just have to scroll down a little bit and you will see Classroom right there. So that's another way to access it. And you simply click on the icon. And here, as promised, in the upper right, see the upper right, there's the plus sign. Doesn't look like it has a circle, but it could just be the settings on the screen I am looking at. But you would press the plus sign to create. We're not creating, you're joining a class. And then the class code, here's the class code that was on that Google slide, but you simply type in 5MURIHP, and then it's ready to go. And again, you would go to the upper right. There's a blue button that says join. I am not going to join this class because I am using an email account where I am already joined in this class as a student. I thought that would be more helpful for our exercise. So you click that, you join the class, and I will press pause and I will stop sharing. I will press pause for 1 moment, make sure that you are up with us. And once you are on, if you're already on Google Classroom, you don't have to pause the video. But if you're not, pause the video, get yourself on Google Classroom, then we'll be ready to begin. Okay, so you are on Google Classroom, and we probably will not see the Google Slides again. I've included my entire Google Slides in Classroom, so you will be able to access the entire thing. I'm going to jump back over here, and I'm just going to get out of that there. Let me go over. Okay, so this is what you should be looking at. And again, I'm using an email account where I am also a student. So this is what the student end looks like. And you can see, we'll just take a quick time out because I will show you under supplementary materials, this is where you can access. So the writing project, the Google Slides, the entire presentation is here. You can look at that, and I've added in links that will work with everything that is discussed in this video. The handout, that is right here, that is in document form. And once again, I went in and I added every single thing that we will discuss in this video, and you will have access to everything. I'm 99.9% certain of that. Why? Because I made this presentation initially back in April. And so I've already had a test market, if you will. I had a little more than a dozen teachers go through. I presented this virtually, so it will work. And then also, I just included my teaching portfolio. I did the quick little about me on the Google slide. If you want to know a little bit more about me, that's fine. But I added this on here because this is a free tool. There's absolutely no charge. And so if you want to go in and put things like your resume or some teaching artifacts, that's a pretty handy website in order to do it. Okay, so time back in, we will go right back to our Google Classroom, and I have multiple lessons here or assignments. We will not be able to go through all of these. We will primarily focus on the Amazon ones, but I included them so you may find it helpful in your teaching. All right, so assignment number 1, we will get to that momentarily, but before I ever have assignment number 1, I need to model for students the Amazon.com website. So I just go and type Amazon.com, and I will give a quick overview of the home page. So the home page, and you have to realize there are some students who've never seen Amazon.com. There's some who are very proficient at it. But to walk through a quick overview, is handy. And scrolling down through, if a student is stumped and has no idea, they can look through, they can see, all right, here's, electronics, women's fashion, men's fashion, whatever you may be interested in. Amazon, well, they sell everything from A to Z, so they have tons and tons of products. So there's a whole bunch of things here that could generate ideas. However, that should not be necessary because remember, we've already generated ideas. We went through our morning routine. We even ranked them 1 through 3. So we are ready to go. Let's hit the ground running. Let's find some product. And in fact, I told you my top 3 lists, and number 1 was the blue pen because I wrote something down. So, and I'm not just going to put blue pen. In fact, it's a specific brand. It is the Pilot G2 pen. I just simply type that in at the top, hit enter or search, and then I am presented with many different possibilities. And what I like to do is to show the students what to pay attention to. So is this the product you're looking for? It looks like I have 4 exact matches. Okay, great. Now you'll want students to pay attention to the number of reviews. So this one over here has 600 reviews. This has 600 reviews. This one has 1,000 reviews. This one has 20,000 reviews. In this case, the more, the better. So let's click on this. And now we will look at the specific item. That's the reason why we created the free lesson activity. So they already have their specific item, and I'm going to walk through my specific item. And most Amazon pages are pretty identical. They follow a format. So there's this description of the item. It is the Pilot G2 rolling ball gel pens. Okay, and as I scroll down, I will see about this item. There is almost always a bulleted list that will be the product description. So in this case, it's the ideal pen. It's very long lasting. It's trusted quality. Okay. Nearly any item that your student will look at or whatever item you have selected will have that bulleted list. As we continue to scroll down, we will see there are products that are related to this item. Those are similar products, and you can generally just use the little arrow keys and go through and find other similar possibilities. You can keep scrolling down. You can see other similar possibilities, and this indicates 4 stars and above. So it can be similar, but if it has 1 star, no, doesn't make the list. Okay, and now we have graphics that will tell us about the product. We will keep scrolling down. A pen that works as hard as you, it's right for you, it's a comfortable pen, every pen attribute you could possibly think of. And nearly all Amazon pages include this. They will present similar items and then have a little checklist. So you can see, oh, this has this feature, this doesn't have this feature, and you can scroll on down. Product description, I tend to not as much focus on this. I prefer to bullets up at the top. Why? Because product descriptions can vary from product to product. I may have 2 or 3 paragraphs for product description down here, or you can see in this case, it's 2 sentences. So that varies greatly. I tend to have the students focus more on the bullets up at the top. Technical details, this is included for nearly any product. For technical details such as a cell phone, that may be part of your morning routine. Check your cell phone. So I have an iPhone 11 Pro. It's going to have technical details over here. Even something as simple as a blue pen has technical details. So as we scroll down, there's generally some product videos, yet more similar items. We keep scrolling down. Now we're getting to things that the students will use. So questions and answers. Yes, this can be helpful, but more specifically, what I'm going to ask students to do is to look at reviews. And that's why I said the more the better. This one had, what, 20,000 reviews. It's unbelievable. And you can see they're differentiated by 5-star, 1-star, and so on. So we will get back to that momentarily. So I'm going to press pause for just one moment, and then I'm going to go right back over to the Shenandoah University Google Classroom page. Okay. Stop that and pause here. Okay, so we have a product. We have a top 3 of products. We've visited the Amazon.com page, given a quick overview of that. Now I'm going to ask you to do an assignment, and this is what you would ask your students to do. So once again, we will go back to the Google Classroom. I will share my screen. I showed you the supplementary material. So this is assignment number 1. And I will simply click on this, and let's see what Mr. Wargo wants me to do. So go to Amazon.com. We went there. We did a quick overview. Select a product. We have done that. In my case, it's the Pilot G2 pen. And read reviews. That's what I want them to do. Read reviews. Are they going to read 20,000 reviews? No, they're not. But I have a worksheet here. So I want them to paste a review in the box and then give their analysis. Is it a helpful review? Is it a not helpful review? Did they agree with the review? Did they disagree with the review? And so I've included my example also. You have my example, and then you also have a blank sheet. So you have this example, and you can see there's my work there. So let me walk you through what I'm asking the students to do and what I'm going to ask you to do momentarily. So we looked at the Pilot G2 pen, and of course we identify that product here. The description, again, I am a fan of the bulleted list. So there's the bulleted list, which tells us about this pen, and then 3 reviews. And I will allow you to decide what you want them to select for reviews. I have allowed leeway, but there's generally parameters. You may pick a 5-star review, a 1-star review, and a 3-star review. Okay, there's your 3 reviews. Or you may have a review that I agree with, a review that I disagree with, and a funny review. Whatever the case may be, we don't want 3 similar reviews. We want 3 as different as they can be reviews. So again, I completed this assignment just as I'm going to ask you to do momentarily. So review number 1, I found this where this person indicated, I buy these pens from time to time, so I thought that they deserve a rhyme. I'll tell you folks how great they are and why I rate them thus, 5-star. And you can see the rest of it. And my analysis, I just indicate this is an outstanding review. Even if I decided that I didn't want or need the product, the person who wrote this entertained me while I made my decision. So that's my first review. My second review, this person indicates that they bought a box, and out of the whole box, only 3 pens worked. Wow, I contacted Pilot and they sent me another box. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. My analysis, I say, darn, that sounds disappointing. The fact that the company sent this person another box is good, although I doubt I would ever contact customer service. I know my limitations. Maybe I will look up the brand that this person mentioned and see what I think of that. Okay, and finally, review number 3. This person writes that I am a lefty. This means I'm the girl that leaves drag marks on my hand while the side of my hand remains the color of the ink that I've been using. Not with these pens I discovered years ago, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to read the entire thing to you, but my analysis, I can relate. I'm a lefty too. The drag marks or smudging on my ring and middle finger that other pens can leave is not apparent with this pen. So far, so good with my usage of this product. That's all you're asking students to do. Read reviews, read many reviews, select 3 that are different, and that's what I want you to do. I'm going to switch out of the screen sharing. I'm going to stop sharing. You see my face once again, and this is where I'm going to ask you to pause the video. I will generally allow 15 to 20 minutes. Obviously, you're in charge of however many minutes you want to give yourself, but this is where I'm going to ask you to stop, pause the video, complete the worksheet as I have just demonstrated to you, and then when you are done, feel free to unpause. So good luck. Okay, so you have completed the worksheet, you've read reviews, you picked 3, you gave your analysis, and this is generally where I will have a whole class discussion. And if I were presenting this live in person, I would have everybody in the room say, so what were some of the things that you thought were effective in the product reviews that you read? And I will generally write these on the board. One of the first things that's always mentioned is, it was funny. Humor. Humor is something that students find to be effective. They'll also say, oh, the fact that, that person really used the product. So, real users, authentic users. So humor, real users. What's something else that made a product review effective? Well, they told stories. Okay, they told their own personal stories, anecdotes. I would write that on the board. Anything else? What made an effective product review? Problem solving. Oh, it solved a problem. They were able to do this because they purchased this product. So problem solving, that's another one. We're up to 4. So we have humor, we have real users, telling stories, anecdotes, problem solving, testimonial, endorsement. So the fact that these people were endorsing the products. They were like, yes, this really does work. I think of infomercials that you've seen or celebrity endorsements. So those are 5 of the most common, but and you'll have some outliers, but it's really good to get students to think about, why did I pick this? Why was this effective? Or, conversely, why was this ineffective? The person was vague in general. I don't even know why they didn't like. So we'll write those on the board, and it allows students to think. And I'm going to go back to Google Classroom. So let me share my screen one more time. And on Google Classroom, generally this here, you would just turn into the teacher. We will be using Google Classroom to achieve authentic audiences, but we'll be doing that momentarily. Okay, so we go right back. Supplementary materials, we looked at that, our first assignment. So the second assignment, and again, keep in mind, I generated these lessons for my English 12 classes, but many of these things can be adapted down for lower grades. In fact, where I'm asking for analysis, and I'm really not asking for a lot, but I just want kids to think. It could be adapted down to the elementary levels, just a thumbs up or a thumbs down, a smiley face, a frowny face. So those things could work also. This second assignment, and let me click on this here, we would then select a similar product to your initial read and respond review. So I would pick something similar to the Pilot G2 pen. And that's why when I gave my quick overview of the Amazon.com website, I showed, here's similar items. Here's, check marks. It appears in multiple places. So that shouldn't be difficult. The same planning worksheet can be completed. And then there's a planning worksheet for the compare and contrast. From there, we would create a 3-paragraph response. And we would just say, okay, how is it the same? How is it different? And then why did I make my purchasing decision? Give me 3 reasons for that. And so this allows students to analyze and synthesize the information, and this will be the end product. So turn in the completed worksheet and the essay document. I think I went right to the essay document that I posted here as an example. So I introduced that I need something to write with in school, and I chose to compare these 2 different writing utensils. So my similar product was a Cayenne Floss gel pen, and of course my original Pilot G2. So I go through and I say how they are different, and then I conclude with my third paragraph. My purchasing decision was based on these 3 items. And so that's the end result there. If I click on this thing here, here's the planning worksheet. And I found the students like to complete this by hand when we have in-person classes. I imagine in the virtual setting, it would have to be completed virtually. But again, everything that you see in my essay was completed on this worksheet. How are the products alike? Okay, they're both pens. They're both going to be used in school. You know, I need to write. Contrast, how are the products different? Well, one's a blue pen, one's a black pen, one's a gel pen, one's a this, whatever, you know, regular ink pen. One is disposable, one is refillable. And then reasons why you favor one product over the other. If you have 3 reasons, you have this worksheet done, you are ready to make an essay. And I think this activity would primarily be suited towards the high school audience. So I am going to, and I will let you complete that on your own time, or you can certainly just press pause. I'm not going to put the sign up here because I would like to just jump right back in and go to the 3rd lesson or assignment. And this is where we will start to achieve authentic audiences. So I will simply click on this number 3. So we've gone to Amazon.com. We've selected product reviews. We've analyzed those reviews. It's now time for the student and for yourself to create your own product review. And creating a Google form is fantastic. However, I'm not going to attempt to cover that with this video, because if somebody has never used Google Forms before, it would just be too time intensive to run through that. However, I can tell you, put that in the back of your brain, because Google Forms allow for sharing, and it allows for more dynamic things such as implementing graphics, videos. You can put in a quiz so that you can engage the reader of this. So we can just use a document and it will work just the same. So write a review for a product that you've used, similar to the Amazon product reviews, and rate it 1 to 5 stars. 5 stars, it's great, it's fantastic, I love it. 1 star, terrible, awful, hate it. Create quiz questions, and that's just for Google Forms. Was this review helpful? Have you seen this product? What did what do you think of it? And this is what you will want to stress, whether you're doing Google Forms or whether you're using documents. You'll want to stress to students, post as a comment. You can see I have this in big letters when I write it on the front board: comment, triple underline. Post as a comment. Do not turn it in to me, the teacher. I tell them, if you turn it into me, I'm going to send it right back to you. You need to post it as a comment. And why post it as a comment? That way, classmates will be able to read your review. They will not just be creating this review for the teacher, they will be creating it for their classmates to read. So post as a comment, do not turn in. And then the final part of this 3rd assignment is read other reviews and take their quizzes. That's how students know that others have read, because they've taken their quiz. So post as a comment. And again, I have already presented this back in April. So you'll notice there's 14 class comments in here already. These are the teachers that were present at my April presentation. They have created their own document. I included a Google form, but they posted documents. So feel free to click on any of those, unless they have their settings set to private, but we went over. You should be able to read all of these documents, and you can see. So Seattle's Best Coffee, he has a review. Sonia had Crest Charcoal 3D White Toothpaste, and she has her review. Unflavored collagen peptides, that's a wonderful product. I don't know why there's these spaces here, but you can see Chia Organic. So you get the idea, those sort of possibilities. I'm going to quickly run you through my product review. And while my document is there, I'm not going to ask you to do a Google form, but let me pull up my Google form just to show you my product review. So students can keep the same product if they want to do. In my case, it would have been the Pilot G2 pen. That's fine. If they want they want their own review of a Pilot G2 pen, or if they're just tired of that product and want to pick another one, fine. In my case, I did. I picked Post Grape Nut Cereal. I told you Amazon sells everything. So, and I picked this because I wanted to review something that I didn't see as a 5 out of 5 star. In fact, I see this as the exact opposite, 1 out of 5 stars. So my review is included here, and we went over what are some of the things that make for an effective review, and personal stories or anecdotes was included. So that's kind of what I was striving for here. So I have, during my youth, I was hungry for a bowl of cereal while visiting my grandparents, and Post Grape Nuts is their favorite brand. If you've never had this product, they're tiny little granules of nuts. That's all that's in the box. Tiny, minuscule, rock hard pebbles. No flakes, no raisins, nothing else. Biting into a spoonful of these things is torture. It's like trying to digest a mouthful of rocks. If you do consume some of this cereal, look forward to picking small bits of grape nuts out of the hidden corners of your gums for the next week to 10 days. If you've ever looked at a fish tank and thought, I wonder what gravel tastes like, then this is the product for you. So I, on the other hand, would not recommend this product, thus the 1 of 5 star review. And on Google Forms, you can include a graphic. You can do the same thing on documents also. And then you can ask quiz questions. Was this review helpful? How would you rate this review? 1, Wargo, I don't know why you wrote that review, was stupid, should have been longer. Or 5, oh, that was hilarious. I enjoyed that. Now I know. I've seen those in the store. Now I know I need to avoid those. Would you purchase this product? Do you have any experience with this product? Here's an open. And again, Google Forms, that's a lesson in and of itself. So if you're not familiar with Google Forms, just put that aside for a future date. If you are, though, this is definitely the preferred method for students to go in and read others. So I'm going to click back here. Now I am going to give you time to complete your own product review. So let me stop sharing my screen. So I want you to create your own product review. You can use the same exact product that we've already done and read other reviews, or pick something else. We brainstormed a list, and hopefully you have 10 to 12 items that are part of your morning routine. So just go in, create your own review, assign it the 5-star system, and then you would post it as a comment so others can read. This is a time where I'm going to put my fancy graphic up here. I'm asking you to stop, pause the video. I generally give 15 to 20 minutes. The fact that this is in a video version, you can give yourself however many minutes you want. So let me pause and we'll reconvene. Okay, so you have created your very own product review and you posted it as a comment on Google Classroom. That way everybody else can read it. Another thing, in the Google document or Google Forms, whatever you would use, but in the Google document, you would want to go to the upper right and you would want to make it visible to anyone with the link. You can make it visible to anyone, anywhere. That's your decision. But there's generally 1 or 2 students, and that's why when this is happening with an in-person class, I will project the Google Classroom, the teacher page, and it doesn't even need to be the teacher page. Anybody's page can see the comments, and we will click on the comments. It'll be like, oh, Mr. Wargo, I can't get into Jake's. Be like, Jake, check your settings, bud. And that will be it. So Okay, let me click back over to the screen. So, okay, here we are with and as a reminder, we're on your own product review. We can read other people's products. If you are using Google Forms, usually just the fact that you go in and you take other students' quizzes, you answer their questions, that's going to hold you accountable. And then myself, if I have 14 other readers of my review, they're going to answer my quiz questions. I will then be able to access a nifty little spreadsheet on Google, and they will tell me, so was this review helpful? I might have 10 that say yes, I might have 4 that say no. When I have the open-ended questions, it will give me specifically what students say. So it's a nifty little feature. I really enjoy using the Google Forms. This is the best format that I found. It's free. That's a good thing. And what I really enjoy is the fact that students, if they are just turning in assignment after assignment after assignment to me, I do not feel I receive anywhere near the effort than if they know it's more than just my eyeballs. It's everybody in the class. If they are writing for their peers, they tend to put in more effort. In fact, I'll have some examples when I wrap up here, and you'll probably see that that is quite apparent. So, okay, let's go right back to our Google Classroom. So we went through the first, second, and third assignments. I included assignments 4 and 5 because these are extensions. These assignments can all be adapted. So with the product review, keep in mind what I'm saying in this video applies to my basic 12th grade English class. However, rather than creating a review where I'm asking for paragraphs, you could just have students say, give me 5 adjectives that describes this product. So that may be appropriate for a lower grade level, but it will still work the same, and then share it with other students. And those are possible ways. This is not just, although created for 12th grade, it's not exclusive to 12th grade English. Okay, so I will quickly run you through some extensions. So the Amazon product review, that's what was promised, but the 4th assignment here, movie reviews can also be done. And where will students see good examples? There's a website, Rotten Tomatoes. So Rotten Tomatoes movie review, and this will follow the same format of Amazon. I'll ask students to go to Rotten Tomatoes, select a movie, provide a description, read and paste some reviews. Again, I asked for 3. Their grading system is, they have fresh. Those are good reviews. They have rotten. Those are terrible reviews. They have critic reviews. Those are individuals who are paid to review. And then they have audience, which is normal people, just like you and I, who watch movies. So, and I asked for student analysis. I will throw up my example quickly. And you can see that I selected a movie from 2004 called Mean Girls. And I go through and I speak about the movie. I include a fresh review and my analysis, a rotten review and my analysis, and then audience review is just, you know, a regular person. And you can see my example, and I've included this on Google Classroom. And I'm not going to read it to you, but you have the idea there. Also, with these movie reviews, if you use Google Forms, you can then go in and include movie clips. You can include movie clips, and you can ask quiz questions. Was my review helpful? Have you seen this movie? If you have, you know, what's your favorite line, or what did you think of it? So those are possibilities, and that's really, I'm telling you about the 5th activity and not showing it to you. Let me throw this up here. So with my Mean Girls, I put in a movie clip. So stop trying to make fetch happen. If you've never seen the movie, well, this clip is here. If you have seen the movie, you probably want to watch the clip anyhow because it's funny. So, and I ask a few questions. Have you ever seen? That's a yes or no. I can ask on a scale of 1 to 5, what is your opinion of the movie? If you have seen, please tell me what your favorite quote is, because people that are fans of movies, they like the quotable parts. And would my review inspire you to consider viewing this? Once the student clicks submit, it comes back to the original movie reviewer. And again, there will be a spreadsheet. So if there's a class of 20, it will have neat little bar graphs and pie graphs, and it'll show you the percentage that responded this way or that way to whatever. So let me clear that out, and oops, we just want to go right to the Google Classroom. So let me click off of the classroom, and I just want to do a quick wrap up. Okay, we're going right back here. So again, this is my Google slide presentation, and you can see I've included all of the links in here, whatever works for you. If you work with documents, well, I have that. If this Google slide, you like the way this is set up, every one of these links, they work. It's been tested. I've presented this before in April. So, and if you are really having problems, then I definitely want you to send me an email, and I've included that on the digital handout. So, okay, we've gone through all 5 of these, and as promised, here's some student examples. So this is an Amazon product review, and this is scrollable. So what I did was I took screenshots. So if this looks a little disjointed, that's the reason why. So this student, they have, this is called an ostrich pillow. So he gave it a 4 of 5 stars. This is why you need graphics, because who can even imagine what an ostrich pillow looks like? That's what it looks like right there. And rate this product. Have you ever tried this product? That's probably a big nope for nearly everybody. And this is a little more engaging because this student is writing it for other students, not just the teacher. The next product review I'm going to share with you, Blossom Lip Gloss. So apparently there are real flowers right in the tube of lip gloss. Okay, and so there's what the Blossom Lip Gloss looks like. And I think the next product is similar. Yeah, Amazon product, Lip Kit. Interesting description. So we have a review, we have the quiz questions right there. And you can also see this when we said what makes a review effective, and students are always going to mention humor. Oh, it was funny. Well, of course, this is going to inspire them to attempt their own humor. So you can see this student labels this product as toilet paper, and then by way of graphic shows an Antonio Brown Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. For the non-sports fans out there, I will just tell you that Antonio Brown is no longer a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and fans of that team are not really fond of Antonio Brown any longer. So the fact that they would use the jersey as toilet paper, that's what this student was trying to achieve. And he was attempting to make his peers laugh. But you can see he followed, he has a quiz attached there. The movie review. So a 2019 film, Joker, you can see that this student included a quick synopsis. They put a teaser clip in using Google Forms, and then their own personal review. And then they ask some questions here because they will ultimately submit an essay to me. So whatever they feel is going to work for them. Was my review helpful? What was your movie experience from 1 to 5? And they'll write about that. And then this one here, a 2019 film, Us. So you can see there's the description. They included a little trailer, and also they have their questions in there. So that is just a quick overview. I'm going to stop sharing, but again, you have access to that entire slide presentation. You also, on the handout, so I have a paper copy right here. You have a digital copy. And if you go through, as promised, all the links are in here, but also I specifically say how I fit it into my teaching, whether something is a 1 week or it's 2 to 3 days. And then I will break up those days, indicating what we do during those days. And also some a bibliography at the end there. So there's many ways for you to access this. I hope that you found some elements of my presentation to be helpful to you. I will be available after you view this video, so please feel free to join me. I think I'm obligated to a 15-minute window, so if you have questions, or if you just want to say, hey, this was great, or whatever type of feedback, please join me, because I don't just want to sit there alone. And also, before that occurs, if you want to just email me comments or questions, right on the handout here, it's right at the bottom of the first page. Feel free to just shoot me an email and I will gladly respond. So once again, thanks for selecting my presentation. I hope you are able to find usefulness out of what I have shown you. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your virtual conference, and please feel free to join me or email me. Thank you.